Reading Srimad Bhagavatam 4.29.57. Samsayotra tu me vipra sanchanas krito mahan rashayo pihe mukhyante yatra nendraya vrittayah. Samsayaha, doubt, atra, here, tu, but, me, my, vipra, O Brahmana, sanchinaha, cleared, tat kritaha, done by that, mahan, very great, rishayaha, great sages, api, even suddenly, mukhyanti, are bewildered, yatra, where, na, not, indrayaha, of the senses, vrittayaha, activities. My dear Brahmana, there are contradictions between your instruction and those of my spiritual teachers who engage me in fruitive activities. I now can understand the distinction between devotional service, knowledge, and renunciation. I had some doubts about them, but you have now very kindly dissipated all these doubts. I can now understand how even the great sages are bewildered by the real purpose of life. Of course, there is no question of sense gratification. My dear Brahmana, there are contradictions between your instruction and those of my spiritual teachers who engage me in fruitive activities. I now can understand the distinction between devotional service, knowledge, and renunciation. I had some doubts about them, but you have now very kindly dissipated all doubts. I can now understand how even the great sages are bewildered by the real purpose of life. Of course, there is no question of sense gratification. Purport by Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. King Barisman was engaged in different types of sacrifice for the elevation to the heavenly planets. People generally are attracted to these activities, and very rarely is a person attracted to devotional service. As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu confirms, unless one is very, very fortunate, he does not take to devotional service. As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, why don't we get another wire?
Right, the new ones, the don't have. You have to buy new one.
Old wire don't have?
The one that is there, this cable is not there. Different ones we have. This one only one.
Change this cable. As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu confirms, unless one is very, very fortunate, he does not take to devotional service. Even the so-called learned Vedic scholars are bewildered by devotional service. They are generally attracted to rituals for sense gratification. In devotional service, there is no sense gratification, but only transcendental loving service to the Lord. Consequently, the so-called priests engaged in sense gratification do not very much like devotional service. The Brahmanas, the priests, have been against this Krishna conscious movement since it began with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started this movement, the priestly class lodged complaint to the Qazi, the magistrate, the Mohammedan government. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had to lead a civil disobedience movement against the propaganda of the so-called followers of the Vedic principles. These people are described as karma jadasmartas, which indicate that they are priests engaged in ritualistic ceremonies. It is here stated that such people become bewildered, vishayopi he mukhyanti. To save oneself from the hands of these karma jadasmartas, one should strictly follow the instruction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vijaya. Aham tvam sarve papibhyo mukhyasi. Ma suchaha. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnanam Jana Shalakaya Chakshadam Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sanpritam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadaman Vedati Swapadadistam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapada Kamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Shrijatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivim Shadvidam Shavadudam Parajanam Sritam Krishna Chaitanya Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahaganam Vida Sri Shatam Krishna Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinavantu Krishna Radha Kantanamurti Sapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shravanam Sita Devi Pranamami Hare Priye Vancha Kalpataro Vyascha Kripa Sindhavya Patita Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namaram Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravan Vipacharine Nirvishesha Sunyavari Paschatya Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So the Bharisiman is very much kind of woke up that he was guided by doing rituals. Most of the Indians are into this kind of karma kanda activity. They think that this is the Hindu religion. Yes? They do this havan, do that havan. Yes? So this Bharsiman, he was also like that. So then, when he got in contact with a pure devotee, as in Narada Muni, he woke up. He said, your instruction and those of my spiritual masters engaged me in fruitive activity. There's contradiction. So why there's a contradiction? Why is there a contradiction? Because both are belonging to the same, correct? Narada is also preaching Sanatana Dharma. His so-called spiritual masters are also preaching Sanatana Dharma. Yes? So why there is a contradiction? What do you think? What do you think? What is your understanding? Tell me. What do you say? So the answer is here. So this is the Pravritim cha nivritim cha dvividdham karma vaidikam avartate pravartena nivritena asnute mritam. According to the Vedas, there are two kinds of activities, pravrti and nivritti. Pravrti activities involve raising oneself from the lower to a higher condition of materialistic life, whereas nivritti means the cessation of material activity, desires. Through pravrti activities, one suffers from material entanglement, but by nivritti activities, one is purified and becomes fit to enjoy eternal blissful life. Is it clear? So there is two paths. One is called pravrti and the other one is called. So King Bharisi Man, he was taught the pravrti mark. What is wrong with this pravrti mark? He says here, pravrti activities involve raising oneself from a lower to a higher condition of materialistic life. You understand? That's why they want to do this puja, that puja, so many pujas. And they want to get what? Material benefits. Yes? If you do this puja, I showed you the verses, no? If you worship this demigod, you get this, you worship that demigod, you get that. Correct? I showed that verse, right? I think it's what, 2 something, is it? 2, 3, yeah? Worship the sun god, you get good strength, body. You worship the Indra, you get good sex pleasure. So many conditions. Right? So they do some puja. So it is explained here. The ritualistic ceremonies and sacrifices known as Agnihotra Yajna, Darsha Yajna, Purnamasa Yajna, Chaturmasya Yajna. Starting the Chaturmasya, yes. Pasu Yajna, Soma Yajna, all symptomized by the killing of animals and the burning of many valuables, especially food grains, all for the fulfillment of material desires and the creation of anxiety. See? Fulfillment of material desire and the creation of anxiety. Performing such sacrifice, worshipping Vaiswadeva and performing the ceremony of Baliharana. Baliharana means offering animals, which all supposedly constitute the goal of life, as well as constructing temples for demigods, building resting houses in gardens, digging wells for the distribution of water, establishing booths for the distribution of food, and performing activities for public welfare. These are all symptomized by attachment to material desires. See this point? So we have to know what is this pravritti mark. This is all pravritti mark here. Trying to upgrade our material life. And it produces, says here, it produces material fulfillment of material desires and the creation of anxiety. That means you are not free from anxiety. Pravritti mark entangles you. Entangles you. Right? Correct? So how does it entangles you? Says here in the next verse. My dear King Yudhishthira, when oblations of ghee and food grains like barley and sesame seeds are offered in sacrifice, they turn into celestial smoke, which carries one to successively higher planetary systems like the kingdom of Dhuma, Ratri, Krishna Paksha, Dakshinam, and ultimately the moon. Then, however, the performer of sacrifice descend again to earth to become herbs, creepers, vegetables, and food grains. These are eaten by different living entities and turn to semen, which is injected into female bodies, and thus one takes birth again and again. So this is explained in this Pravritti mark. Yes, you are promoted, you do this ceremony to promote to the higher planetary system, and when your piety is finished, it says here, then when the performer of sacrifice, however, descends again to earth to become her creatures. When his piety is exhausted, again he comes back, and again he is going on like this, up and down and up and down. Yes? So you see, this is not somebody is writing, voice is low. How to make the voice? Mic is not here. Oh, the mic came out. All right. With the mic now, is it all right? Is it all right? Ask the person. Huh? You understand? So this is how this program, not very, but they think that this is the goal of life. No, this is what we suppose. In fact, Krishna, he didn't encourage this thing. Krishna did not. He said to Arjuna, right? What is the verse in the Bhagavad Gita? Huh? What is it? 249? Two verses together. Arjuna, he was told, he said, don't do this. Huh? Don't. This is Puspayitam Vachyam, whatever. 40? 40 what? 44? 42. Eh? 42. 42, huh? So you see here, Krishna is telling Arjuna, men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommend, I think this thing has to be changed. Please go and buy another one. The problem. Men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommend various fruitive activities for elevation to the heavenly planets, result in good birth, power, and so forth. Being desirous of sense gratification and opulent life, they say there is nothing more than this. Then he says, but he told Arjuna to go above this. Where is that? 45. 44 is Bhogeshwara. Yeah. Traigunya Vishaya Veda, Naistraigunya Bhavarjuna, Nirtvandva Nitya Sattusto, Nirguna Chema Atma. He said here very politely, the Vedas deal mainly with the subject of the three modes of material nature. O Arjuna, become transcendental to the three modes, be free from all dualities and from all anxieties for gain and safety, be established in the self. Rise above this, become transcendental. He said, don't do this, right? Go above, is it not? Correct? He said, don't get into this karma kanda activities. All purpose served by a small well can at once be served by a great reservoir of water. Similarly, all the purpose of the Vedas can be served to one who knows the purpose behind them. See? But here, Krishna says here, Here he says, a devotee should never engage in fruitive rituals mentioned in the Karma Kanda section of the Vedas. There he says you go above this, lightly telling, But here he says, don't do it. Correct? What is he saying? You don't do. Very direct to Uddhava. What is he saying? You don't do these things. This karma kanda, what? Don't do. So sometimes devotees, they think that no, this we have to do this, we cannot, we must also learn how to, strike a balance. But here it is warned, you don't do this. That's why in the offense, number what offense is that? Number 8 offense. To think that these ceremonies are more important than chanting Hare Krishna. Right? So therefore you see, you have to know, especially it is a big problem among the Hindus, If they don't do this, they think something missing. One time when Prabhupada was opening the temple in Vrindavan, he had these people to do this ceremony, fire and all that. And on the other side, he asked the devotees to chant. And he said, I consider the chanting as the real opening of the temple. Why he called these people to do this? Because if you don't do, then they won't come to your temple. They are addicted to this karma kanda kind of work. Om Swaha Swaha. So you see how this activity is very much we are conditioned. Why this is so, this has been rejected. It is explained here. This thing is again this problem, the wires. When I move, my hand gets me on the way. So here it is explained So here I say this verse, the people in general are naturally inclined to enjoy, and you have encouraged them in that way in the name of religion. This is verily condemned and is quite unreasonable, because they are guided under your instruction. They will accept such activities in the name of religion and will hardly care for prohibition. Narada Muni is giving a stern warning to Vyasadeva. You have made a very big mistake. Correct? They think for sense gratification, hey, this is recommended in the Vedas. They'll say like that. Veda Puran. What are you saying? Krishna says, I am the Vedas, and it's given in the Vedas. And you see, Narada is telling Vyasadeva, The people in general are naturally inclined to enjoy, and you have encouraged it. You see that? You have encouraged them in the name of religion. This is verily condemned. Are you following? See? The Supreme Lord is unlimited. Only a very expert personality retire from the activities of material happiness. Deserve to understand his knowledge of spiritual values. Therefore, those who are not so well situated due to material attachment should be shown the ways of transcendental realization by your goodness through the description of the transcendental activities of the Supreme Lord. Yes, here again, very important point. Supreme Lord is unlimited. Only a very expert personality. You understand that? So here Barisman, he was bewildered by his instruction of his teachers. So an expert personality, or in other words, a pure devotee like Narada Muni, retired from, the pure devotee means what? He is completely free from all material activities. Akinchana gocharam. Those who are materially exhausted deserve to understand this knowledge of spiritual values. Those who are renounced. Yes? Therefore, those who are not so well situated due to material attachment should be shown the ways of transcendental realization by your goodness through the description of the transcendental activities of the Supreme Lord. That is not completely hopeless for those people who are materially attached. They should be shown. They should be shown. Actually, the purpose of the Vedas is to induce the person, it's like it's explained, like a child. So he doesn't want to take medicine, but is given candy in the form of medicine. Yes, 2 verses are there. What is that? 11:3. 11:3, 21. There's one there. It's also in 3. Can you find that? 44, huh? So here, childish and foolish people are attached to materialistic, fruitive activities. Although the actual goal of life is to become free from such activities. Therefore, the Vedic injunctions indirectly lead one to the path of ultimate liberation by first prescribing fruitive religious activities, just as a father promises his child candy so that the child will take his medicine. See this point? Indirectly, lead one to the path of ultimate liberation. Then what is that? Four things: dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. There are four things. What is that? Dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Yes? Yes or no? So, what is it? See, everything is very, so why it is explained like that? This is here, it is said here in the next verse. So this is quite important, this verse. If an ignorant person who is not conquered the material senses and does not adhere to the Vedic injunction, certainly he will engage in sinful and irreligious activities. Thus his reward will be repeated birth and death. Yes? Correct? If an ignorant person who is not conquered the material senses and does not adhere to Vedic injunction, certainly will engage in sinful, irreligious activities, and his result will be repeated birth and death. It's going to be very, yes? You understand? This same point is explained in 3:16 of Bhagavad Gita. You know? Do you know 3:16 of Bhagavad Gita? The same thing is explained also. The same, it is same. I show you again so you will know. Same thing, but it is spoken a little differently by Krishna here. Evam pravartiktam chakram na anuvartaya yatiha yaha agayor indraya ramo mogam pata sujivati. See that? My dear Arjuna, one who does not follow in human life the cycle of sacrifice thus established by the Vedas certainly leads a life full of sin, living only for satisfaction of senses. Such a person lives in vain. The same point. But there it says he lives in vain here, but there it says you will go through repeated birth and death. So in order to some or other balance, So in other words, if you carry on like that, trying to follow the Vedic, program, yes, you will go up and then you will come down and then you will go up and you go down. Like this you will be going up and down until and unless you meet a pure devotee of Krishna. Just like us, we have been rotating in this material world, only Krishna knows how long. Only this Brahma we know, how many Brahmas we don't know. Yes? Correct? But because of our contact with a pure devotee as in Srila Prabhupada, our whole life changed. Yes? Yes or no? Narada contacted this Barisman, right? He said, why you're teaching and he's teaching a different, what's wrong with this? He said, they encourage me to do this thing. You are now telling me something completely different. See? So as I have explained in the beginning of the class, Nirvritti mark and Pravritti mark. So the Nirvritti mark is not highlighted. A Nirvritti mark can be only highlighted by the help of a pure devotee of. Oh yeah, we all Hindus, we are also having Krishna in the altar, this, that, everybody. Yeah? And then in the kitchen cooking very nice biryani. Yes or not? Yes. Why? Because to wake us up, we need the help of a. Don't think this pure devotee business is cheap. It is not. That's why meeting a pure devotee means stopping the cycle of birth and death. What is that verse? Meeting the pure devotee means saying goodbye to your material life. Tell me. Meeting the pure devotee means no more material life. Huh? 10? Huh? Yeah. Ten. When the material life of a wandering soul has ceased, O Achyuta, he may attain the association of your devotees. And when he associates with them, there awakens in him devotion unto you, who are the goal of the devotees and the Lord of all causes and effects. There's another also verse. Huh? There's another verse also. Associating with the devotees destroys the pernicious that word. 3? 23. No. 24. All right, let's go there. Yeah. 25, 24. There's so many verses. Now my mind is working. So many verses on this point. Sangha dosha harad hete. Oh my mother, oh virtuous lady, these are the qualities of great devotees who are free from all attachment. You must seek the attachment of such holy man, for this counteract the pernicious effects of material enjoyment, attachment. Some more verses are there, so many verses. Famous verse, Mahat Sevam Aham Vimukte. 5.5? 5.5.2, see? Actually, Devahuti also said this. I have associated with you, not knowing, and I wasted my time in sense gratification. You know, he also said that. 552. See this verse, very important verse. Mahat sevam dwaram aham ahur vimukte tamodwaram yoshitam sangi sangam mahat mahantaste samachita prashanta vimanyavaha suhirdaha sadhu sadhavo he. One can attain the path of liberation from material bondage only by rendering service to the highly advanced spiritual personalities. These personalities are impersonalists and devotees, whether one wants to merge in the Lord's existence or wants to associate with the personality of Godhead. One should render service to these Mahatmas. For those who are not interested in such activities, who associate with people fond of women and sex, the path to hell is wide open. The Mahatmas are equipoised, they do not see any difference between one living entity and another. They are very peaceful and fully engaged in devotional service. They are devoid of anger and they work for the benefit of everyone. They do not behave in any abominable way. Such people are known as Mahatmas. Some more verses are there. Where? 10:10 10:10:41, huh? When one is face to face with the sun, there is no longer darkness for one's eyes. Similarly, when one is face to face with a sadhu devotee who is fully determined and surrendered to the Supreme Lord, personality of Godhead will no longer be subject to material bondage. Right? It's another very important verse. Do you know? Very important. This is most important. 11, 26, 32. Oh, the devotees are the only one giving you. No, but that says removing you from distress, particularly. Actually, my mind goes to this verse 10:88. You know, those verses that if I favor someone, first thing I do is that I take away all his wealth. And then by taking away his wealth, then he will try to go and associate with my, correct? And by associating with my devotees, then all his material life is finished. You know that verse? Huh? What number? 10:88:8. This is actually the most important verse because it goes to the point of saying, Yasyaham anugrahami, yes, harishye tadhanam sanai, tato dhanam tvajanti asya swajanam dukha dukhitam. Now this is next verse, I think. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, if I especially favor someone, I gradually deprive him of his wealth. Then the relatives and friends of such a poverty-stricken man abandon him. In this way, he suffers one distress after another. You know, this is a very frightening verse for the non-devotees. Usually we don't try to show them this, you know. See, I told you, see, Krishna you worship, you Sometimes they should learn some verses from us, and we'll have a tough time trying to. Yeah, this is the verse. When he becomes frustrated, in his attempt to make money and instead befriends my devotees, I bestow my special mercy upon him. You understand this part here? He has to befriend the surrender actually to the devotee. Yes? Correct? A person who has thus become sober, fully realized the Absolute as the highest truth and the most subtle and perfect manifestation of Spirit, the transcendental existence without the end. And this way, realizing the Supreme Truth is the foundation of his own existence, is freed from the cycle of material life. Understand? So, devotee association is so important. Because devotees, they tell you how to come out, just like this example is given by Narada Muni. Again, he says here, it's not that you kind of leave everything and run away, that's not the, they sometimes think this is what you have to renounce means you have to just leave everything and run away. Yeah. So this verse, O good soul, does not a thing applied therapeutically cure a disease which was caused by that very same thing? I think you know this, right? Huh? Prabhupada give the example. If you take too much of milk, you get indigestion. And to cure that, you have to drink yogurt, which is also milk. Correct? Yes or no? So you are stuck because of material activities, correct? You're stuck. Yes? It's bondage for us because you engage in sense gratification. Before I go there, I'll come back here. What happens if you engage in sense gratification? Of course, we heard if we go through the cycle of birth and death, yes. Not only that, and when we die, we will see, they will talk like this. When you die, forget it. What happened, I also don't know, correct? But they don't know that actually when you try to engage in sense gratification, the pitfall is, it's so dangerous because even while doing this thing, you get implicated, in many ways, you see here. Because of greed for the sake of the senses, because sense gratification is involved. The spiritual strength, education, austerity and reputation of a devotee or a brahmana who is not self-satisfied dwindle and his knowledge gradually vanishes. So don't think this is fun, Prabhu, I am a householder now, I have to think of just making money and, Understand this point? Then you get into this thing because of greed, because money means greed comes in, right? $1, next thing you want $2, no. $1 shop is not enough. No, I'll go to the $2 shop now. More varieties. Correct? Yes? So what happens? Spiritual strength, education, austerity, reputation of a devotee of a Brahmana who is not self-satisfied, what? Dwindle. And his knowledge gradually vanishes. By austerity, your knowledge increases, and by doing this, you will be deluded. Yes, you deluded. You don't know what to do, what not to do. That's the mode of passion. The mode of, I read yesterday, the mode of passion. Correct? Too much activity. What is that? Intelligence is lost. Yesterday I quoted this verse, right? Yeah? You understand? Any distress? 11, 25, 17? This is what happens if you get into this so much. What? What happened? What happened to the screen? Sikh guy. Why the Sikh guy is connecting in ours? What's he trying to do? Too much. So we have to excuse us. We have some technical. All right. You should discern the mode of passion by this symptom, the distortion of intelligence. See that? Because of too much activity. Because of? Yeah. The inability of the perceiving senses to disentangle themselves from mundane objects. Because you are stuck, you are caught. Krishna says what? Yajnanartha karma nayartha. If you don't do this, karma bandhanaha. This is what he says here. You cannot come out. Jai Sri Radha. The club is down. An unhealthy condition of the working physical organs and the unsteady perplexity of the mind. There is all these problems comes in. Why? They get what? Sick. They get what? Sick. Trying to make money make you become sick. Correct? Everything become messed up. So what is the cure for this? This is explained. Just now, you got sick by taking, Prabhupada said, the milk, correct? So the cure is taking milk again in the form of yoga. As explained by Narada Muni, he says here. He says the next verse. Thus, when all a man's activities are dedicated to the service of the Lord, those very activities which curse his perpetual bondage become the destroyer of the tree of work. In other words, as Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita also, what he says? What he says in the Bhagavad Gita? Yad juhosi, yad asnasi, whatever you do, mat arpanam, you offer it to. Yes? Correct? isn't it? So in other words, work is binding, but if that same work is offered to the Lord, it what? Frees us. Eating food, we offer to the Lord, we are free. If we eat, we are implicated. Correct? So everything we do, as Krishna says, all that you do, all that you offer, all that you what? Eat. And all the austerity, you do it as an offering to us. That's all. There's no more. Arjuna, this Narada Muni is telling him, you perform devotional service. I mean, the whole 29 we are hearing, how many classes, how devotional service is the. I think there's one verse he spoke before these verses, surrender to. Correct? Do you know? Narada Muni said, devotional service is the. 46. Said this, we read this verse, no? Yes? Again, anugrananti. Is that? Mercy. When a person is fully engaged in devotional service, he is favored by the Lord who bestows his causeless mercy. At such a time, the awakened devotee gives up all materialistic activities and ritualistic performance mentioned in the Vedas. Special? What is that other verse? Atapi deve padambuja dvaya prasada lesa. What is that? 7. 10, 14, 29. So here, see this very important, Prabhupada quote this verse so many times. Just now you see we give up all the fruitive activities, right? Yeah. My Lord, if one is favored by even a slight trace of mercy of your lotus feet, he can understand the greatness of your personality. But those who speculate to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead are unable to know you, even though they continue to study the Vedas for many, many years. That's exactly the point. My teachers, why they are bewildered? They study the Vedas. Yes, because they are not having the favor of a pure devotee or the favor of the Lord. You understand? That's why when you try to go and preach and you tell them all these things, they don't want to listen to you. I mean, of course, they listen to you, unless you give them the book, contact with the pure devotee. That's a different thing. Yes, because you may lead them to Krishna consciousness, that's another subject. But usually they are not interested. Right? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 244, those who are so much engrossed in sense gratification, resolute determination and devotional service will not take place. Right? Bhogeshwara Prashaktanam. So therefore, we have to understand that how we are getting this mercy. Yeah? Therefore, this pure devotee thing is not a cheap thing, It is so important, this devotional aspect. Durlabha manusya deho dehinam chana banguraha tatrapi durlabha maniye vaikunta priyadarshanam. Vaikunta priyadarshanam. See that? It is also a very important verse. For the conditioned soul, the human body is most difficult to achieve. And it can be lost at any moment. But I think that even those who have achieved human life rarely gain the association of pure devotees who are dear to the Lord of Vaikuntha. Very rarely they achieve the association of a pure devotee.
The next verse also is a happy moment association.
Next verse, huh? Ata atyantikam chemam prachamo bhagavato nagaha samsaresmin chanardo pi satsanga sevadi nirnam. Therefore, O completely sinless ones, I ask you to kindly tell me what the supreme good is. After all, even half a moment's association with pure devotees within this world of birth and death is a priceless treasure for any man. So try to understand that in this life we have got the most valuable association as a Prabhupada. Yes? If we are not going to take it seriously, can see. Huh? I was asking this question to Akshay, he was asking me, I was just putting out this point. You came to us, before us you were coming from ISKCON. Yes? And although you were there for many years, but you did not improve spiritually. I asked him a direct question. He said, yes, Prabhu, I was not making progress. I asked him why. Why? And when you came to us, now you seems to be on fire. I asked, why? Because now you are directly connecting to Prabhupada. So although you may come from, supposedly the movement started by Prabhupada, yes, why you are not making advancement? Because you are not connecting with the pure devotee as in Prabhupada. I make that difference, very big difference. That's why I pointed out the verse. If someone say they are good, you have everybody. No. We must only say who is good. Only we are good. Others not. And this proves the point. Understand? If you are connected to Krishna, then you will become enthusiastic, you will become determined, and you will become patient. Yes. Understand? Of course, unless you're connected and you're doing all kind of hanky-panky stuff, then I mean that's another chapter altogether. Then of course you will not become, you breaking principle, you sleeping through, you don't want to follow, then nobody can help you. That we're talking about someone who is doing and is not getting that bliss of spiritual life, enthusiasm. Then because he's not properly. So therefore connection means like here, this connection of what's his name? Barisman. He is what? How is he connected? To a pure devotee, as in coming down in a proper parampara. Yes? Narada Muni, he is what? Pure devotee of Krishna, correct? So we have to understand this very important point. This point today, that is the base. Why my teachers have misled me? Your instruction and their instruction are contradictory because they are not connected to a pure devotee. We read, these acharyas are bewildered. That's now we read, correct? Those who follow this path of the Vedas can go on speculating for millions of years. They cannot figure it out. Yes? Correct? There's another verse also about this Vedas, 11 something. Yeah. So anyway, the point is this, that we have to understand that our connection with Prabhupada is priceless. It is so valuable. Correct? It is putting an end to all our nonsense. Putting an end to all our vanish. Our material life is finished. Correct? Yes? Even we try to go there and try to enjoy, you cannot. You try to go and say, no, I won't. You won't be able to. Because you got a higher taste. Yes? Yes? You know that verse, right? 15:19. No? Correct? Cannot. You cannot. You will always be thinking of this. So, alright, I think I made my points clear. Yes? Any questions on this? Someone is asking some questions? Nobody. To help the non-pure devotees. He wrote this to help them. Just now we read, correct? People are inclined to enjoy, yes? So to give the child medicine, correct? Yes, the father sometime will. I think I never showed another one. I showed only that verse, right? In 21 also, To induce the child to take medicine. Because if, like now, you see all these people practically, nobody follows any Vedic, nothing, correct? Yes or not? Especially this country, yes? Where are they going? Morally, spiritually, materially, which direction they are heading? Which direction? Perplexed, yes? Yes? So to help people like them, oh no, you do, this puja, you do. So they come this way and then eventually to upgrade them. That's why the verse is there in the Bhagavad Gita also. One who is engaged in this kind of material, one should not disrupt them, yes? One should learn how to, make them engage in, what is that? 326? in the spirit of devotion. They try, you offer something to Krishna, you come, bring some fruit, something, you bow down, You understand? Give some money to Krishna, no, our temple you can give. Why? Because these are all, what do you call it? Agyana, Agyata, Sukirti. Unknowingly pious work. You follow? You do something for Krishna, So they get their spiritual credit. No, I will never ask money from him, then what he will think of me? No. You want to save him or you don't want to save him? That's your what? Position. Yes. Correct? You give him prasadam, eats little bit, starts his spiritual life. Yes or not? Yes? No, what you will think of me? Then how are you going to help? So we should be compassionate, helping some or other. We should try to engage him in some spiritual activity. That's it. Give him a book. You never know. Correct? Yes? Otherwise there is no chance. No chance at all. You think he has a chance? Have some back doors. Huh? He goes to Krishna's by some back doors. Yeah? There's only one door, front door. Yes? So okay, no more questions. We guess nothing there. Huh? Yeah, that's even both of them were favored by the Lord. Daksha was also favored by the Lord to produce as many children as possible. And Narada Muni also is favored by the Lord to deliver as many. So, of course you need people to deliver. If you don't have anybody to deliver, then how to deliver? And also he wants to, to keep his material life going, See? So, Yeah, because if we give him Bhakti Yoga, he won't produce children. He will be renounced. So what's the use? So therefore, to encourage him, he told him to do the other rituals and all that. Taksha. In fact, he got into trouble with Lord Shiva by doing all this thing. So you see how materialistic activities can propel one to, become very much, what we say, disoriented. That's why you have people like Narada coming down to help. Because just now we read, by doing these activities, you will get a lot of miseries. It's not that you're going to become happy. That's not we read, correct? So in order to free oneself, spiritual life has to be instructed. That's why there's two paths, I showed that verse, right? Pravritti mark and Nirvritti mark. Have to have this together. So Narada Muni's job is to help, among actually when Narada was created, the Lord was very pleased, because he is someone who is going to save the souls. Among the, mental sons, how many? 12 is it? Brahma created 12 or 10? 12. And Narada was the last, right? As a help, conditioned soul like us. We don't have some, let's say we don't come in contact with Prabhupada. What we will do? In other words, what we will not do. Yes? Yes or not? So, this is how Krishna's mercy. This thing I think is owing to some spiritual benefit that we have done. That's why when we are preachers, we sometimes have to take risks to preach, for saving the soul. We have to do so many things. Because to save the soul, you understand? That's why sometimes the neophyte devotees, they criticize the one who is, especially taking this risk. Then, why he did this preaching heavy, this, that. They always criticize. For me, I get all the flax. In fact, my classes are all, they're not lightweight. I don't think I speak lightweight. Do I speak lightly? I don't do that. Yes? I don't sugar the pill. Yes? Why? And then criticized. Oh, Prabhu, heavy, this, that. I don't care. Otherwise, how to wake the person up? You will wake up. If I can give a class also. I can give another class. No, work is worship. You do duty for your father, mother, grandfather, whatever. Yes? Correct? But that's not going to wake you. That's not going to help. It never will help you. And in this way, you will be drowning in the whirlpool of Maya. When you come with all your headache, no, you touch your wife's feet, you worship her, everything will be okay. I also can say all kind of things, yes. But no. Have to preach as it is. That's why Bhagavatam, I tell you honestly, Bhagavatam is not lightweight, It's not a lightweight book. It's cutting. It's what? Cutting. That's why Krishna also says, if you want to enjoy material life, don't go and see this boy standing at the bank of the Yamuna. Yes? So therefore, this is the what? Mercy. What? This is the real mercy, to wake up a conditioned soul to Krishna consciousness. Okay, you think what Narada is preaching very lightly to Bharisma? He showed him. What did he show him? All the animals with the iron horn waiting for his death. Yes? This was previous verses. Yes? Correct? Oh, he's frightened. He saw all these animals waiting to kill him. That lightweight. Is that light thing? Think. So therefore, we have to wake up the soul. It's very important. Yes? Never mind, you can label me as a fanatic, whatever you can say. I don't mind dying fanatically. Trying to wake you up. Yes, no problem. Yes, reaching is a thankless task. Alright, we stop here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.